Wow, it's been 1 month of fatherhood. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alexander Ayling. In this video, I'm gonna be just giving a recap of the first month of fatherhood. Honestly, I didn't really know what to expect. I think all things considered, we are quite lucky. I'm counting my lucky stars for our beautiful and very calm daughter, Eliana. You know, it's been about 5 weeks. She's 5 weeks old. I figured I would do these little update videos, maybe every month, definitely every quarter for the first year of fatherhood, just to kind of share some of the experiences, and hopefully if you're about to become a father or you're about to become a parent, maybe these experiences can be helpful for you. Let's see. Eliana was born on the 20th of February here in New Zealand, where we're living. We had 3 nights in the hospital afterwards. That's pretty normal here in New Zealand. I know in America, it's not at all normal to spend time in the hospital after birth unless you have something that's gone wrong, but they encourage you to spend at least a couple of nights just to figure things out, especially with like breastfeeding and stuff. So my wife had a nurse who'd come in, and she was like a lactation consultant. I didn't even know that existed, but it does.
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
And she helped my wife kind of get breastfeeding down, make sure the milk's coming, make sure that Eliana was latching well, latching properly. Right now I'm wearing one of these little baby front packs, and Eliana is soundly asleep in here. I'm definitely looking forward to the day that I'll be able to flip her around, put a big pair of sunglasses on her, go to Las Vegas and recreate The Hangover. But until then, this will have to do. I think that there's a lot of information out there that, you know, the first few weeks, the first few months of being a new parent, there's a lot of info that makes it seem pretty scary and preparing you for the worst. I don't know if it's just us, but a lot of people were saying, oh, just wait until, you know, you become a parent, and good luck getting sleep. Obviously, we haven't been getting the best sleep of our lives, but I think all things considered, and I'll knock on wood, all things considered, we've been getting really great sleep. Eliana sleeps in chunks of about 3 to 4 hours at a time. And so she'll go to bed with my wife at around like 8 p.m. I'm going to bed now, 10:30, maybe 11. I have been recently binging a couple of series. I just finished A 3-Body Problem. It's really good. I'm also watching Shogun, which is great. And yeah, so I've been going to bed a little bit later, but it's good because I'm coming in at around 11. That's like the perfect time for Eliana to wake back up and have another feed before going back to bed for that middle of the night stretch. Now, Carrie and I have actually had to swap sides on the bed. Obviously, she wants to have Eliana in the little co-sleeper right next to her, and Carrie's side of the bed was close to a window. It's not good to put your babies next to windows. They can get a draft and get a cold. Swapped sides of the bed. Took a little bit of adjustment, but I got that all figured out. And yeah, Eliana's been sleeping really well. She's not really a crying baby. I mean, she has cried, by all means. She's cried. Mostly when like she's getting changed. I've kind of been taking lead on diaper duty, and if it's a little bit colder, she'll kind of like wake up from a nap, wake up to basically being like exposed and feeling the cold, and that like cold shock has made her cry a few times. But more than a crying baby, she's kind of like just makes these little grunting sounds. Most of the time when she's feeling uncomfortable or getting fussy, it's probably because she's trying to like go number 2. And other than that, she is really chill. She naps a lot during the day. When she's awake, she's very alert. She's kind of looking around and taking in her environment. We're just now, after about a month, starting to get a lot more of that awake time. Initially, for the first 2 weeks or so, she pretty much just slept, fed, pooped, slept, fed, pooped. And that was like the cycle. Even just in that period of time, we've seen her grow a lot. She's been putting on weight very healthily, which is good. It seems like she's gotten longer, or maybe it's just because she's not in that like newborn scrunch as much. She's extending her legs more. Basically, when babies are born, they have like no neck muscles. And being humans, we have big heads, heavy brains, and it takes a while for newborns to develop those neck muscles. So, you know, when a newborn comes out, like they have no control over their head. That's why you have to be really careful when you're holding them to make sure that you're supporting their neck. She's recently started, oh, hi. She's recently started doing a lot more of when she's awake. We've been doing more tummy time, and she's, you know, keeping her head up. We're reading her books, and kind of like went from holding her, you know, like in the football carry style to over the shoulder a lot more. And she really enjoys being in these little carriers. She does enjoy a good like contact nap. We're definitely counting our blessings with just being able to get 3 to 4 hours of sleep at a time. That has been huge. We also have friends who have lent us their snoo. Shout out to Chris and T. Thank you both very much for lending us that. The snoo is basically a smart bassinet, makes the sounds of the womb. It also moves and kind of like, you know, comforts the baby so it can hear when the baby's crying, and it comforts them by moving back and forth at various speeds, basically just simulating being rocked. And then that puts them back to sleep. So we started using that like maybe 10 days ago, and so far so good. It's definitely good like in the middle of the night if she's waking up and feeling fussy. Carrie can just roll over and press a button, and it starts moving, and it calms her, and she goes back to sleep. If you have a super fussy baby that's not sleeping well, definitely look into getting a snoo or renting a snoo. I know snoos are really expensive. They're like $1,500, but you can rent those. We have a friend in LA who just had a baby 6 months ago, and they were able to rent a snoo. That's been great. Other than that, more outings, taking her out, going on walks, and staying productive, staying busy, but juggling all the things. You know, being self-employed, it's not like we get paid parental leave, so we've been doing our best to kind of juggle careers and making the most of this time, you know. One thing that I'm sure all of you who've had children can guarantee is that this little newborn stage, it doesn't last long. You know, we were out at a cafe the other day and we saw a young girl. She was 6 months old, but she was already like toddler. And that's kind of scary because she's only 1 month old right now. And you're like, oh my God, time has gone by so quickly. And one day she's gonna be a big girl, and she'll be walking around. Also, our neighbors, their son just turned 1, and like he's, you know, waddling around like a Flintstone, walking, you know, picking things up, laughing. It's crazy how quickly it goes and how quickly they develop. We're taking and making as much time to really just soak in these moments and to be present. We've had Carrie's mom here. We've had my parents here, which has been great. Eliana has gotten to meet her grandparents, and spending time with them and letting them spend time with their granddaughter. She's the first grandchild on both sides, so everybody's super excited that she's here. It's been a super fulfilling and humbling experience. It's amazing how much like your heart grows and how much love you have for your children. And I'm sure that that continues to grow and evolve. I'm excited for that. I'm also just like, yeah, you're like scared too, because you're like, oh my God, this little tiny life is like, it's my responsibility, and I want to do everything I can to provide for her, to help her reach her full potential. I think that those are kind of the feelings that run through your head when you're a new parent. I'm excited to be a dad. I'm so grateful to have our little Eliana here. She's such an angel. There's moments that have just melted my heart. Childbirth is a miracle, and yeah, it definitely like opens your heart and opens your mind, and obviously it gives a whole new meaning and a whole new reason to live, and I'm super excited for what the near future holds. So yeah, that first month of fatherhood, lots of diaper changes, lots of being there for my wife and helping her out, you know, making sure she's fed and hydrated, making sure that the baby girl is warm and that the bedroom's the right temperature and the humidity levels are right. It's not too wet, it's not too dry. There's a lot of little things that you kind of have to be aware of, but so far we're taking it all in stride, and we're feeling like we've started on our best foot forward. Grateful for her. She's been super good to us so far. If you feel like it, share your experiences, your first month of parenting down there in the comment section. Stick around. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I'll be sharing these little videos throughout that first year, and I'll also be sharing all my other regular programming, travel guides, homestead renovation stuff, and other little bits and bobs here and there, but sending good vibes to all of you, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.